This week on BuzzFeed, Mostly Solved, we take a look at the 80s, the age of the new right, Reaganomics, the Challenger, the AIDS movement, the creation of the internet, and of course, MTV. We'll start off this episode with technology, move into film, then to fashion, the American woman, and of course, into our conspiracy theories. The 80s provided many early versions of modern technology that we use every day. For instance, 1980 was the year of Enquire, which, since it wasn't widely available to the public, might not have seemed like such an influential program at the time. But as the beginnings of what we now know as the internet, Enquire required central maintenance, ran off of a software disk, and was the first time that a program successfully ran hypertext for group communication. 1981 gave us the IBM PC and the MS-DOS, which were the first prototypes of desktop computers, as well as the Osborne 1, which was the first portable business computer. 82 gave us the Commodore 64, the first computer made available to the public because of its low cost, and the PC XT, which had a built-in hard drive rather than a floppy. 1984 brought us the Macintosh, created by Steve Jobs, that later was the model for Apple computers. 85 brought us the beginnings of modern gaming with Nintendo. 86 hosted Listserv, the first automated email list management system. The HyperCard, introduced in 87, allowed ordinary users to create detailed graphics at home. It was the beginning of Wiki and a prototype for the modern web. 1988 brought us our beloved Photoshop, and 89 the launch of the first GPS satellite. Music specifically saw the creation of MTV, which gave the public access to music videos, the first being Video Killed the Radio Star, and VJs. In 1984 gave us the first MTV Music Awards.
My case, the crack epidemic that broke out mid-80s, 1984 to 1990 to be exact. Cocoa leaves have been used for thousands of years prior to the development of crack cocaine. However, once the crystallized drug became known for being cheap to produce but heavily profitable, it manifested. The number of users had a 1.6 million increase. Due to the harsh conditions and discrimination minority groups faced, the production and sale of cocaine turned into a source of income for them. The minority group most affected were African Americans. A large reason for the harsh punishment enforced, besides the dangers of the actual drug, was to put African American men in jail. Along with the drug providing a source of income when in use, it provides an immediate euphoric effect, causing addiction to form and overdoses to occur. What steps were taken to calm this crack epidemic? Nancy Reagan, at the time the First Lady, started the Just Say No campaign in 1986, where the message was clear: just say no. Her target audience was primarily teenagers. However, the overarching goal was to direct America's attention onto how serious the drug issue at hand was. Ms. Reagan was extremely successful in her efforts, and by 1889, 3 years after the campaign began, America's #1 concern was the drug epidemic. 1990 then later marked the end of the crack epidemic.
Starting in the 1980s, some have started to believe that the HAARP, which stands for the High Frequency Active Oral Research Program, is a program used by the government to create weapons for weather and mind control. These theorists believe that the program is so powerful that the government uses it to orchestrate earthquakes, the ones in Japan and Haiti being the most recent examples, and even floods, drought, hurricanes, and thunderstorms.